I'd like to call now Mark Robinson for a closing statement today. Thank you, Mark, for all you're doing to represent our voices in Parliament today.
Well, thank you, Kathy, and ladies and gentlemen, can I congratulate you for coming together today in such a peaceful way to rally about a very important matter in our society. I can only just say a few words for a few minutes as a Member of Parliament. Yes, as a male Member of Parliament. As a male Member of Parliament, I will still have to vote on the Pine Bill. And I give you a very clear undertaking today that I will not vote for the Pine Bill, that I will not vote for an amended Pine Bill, and I will not vote for a Phoenix Bill or a Son of Pine Bill that may come out in the months ahead that we don't know. And can I say, and I can't speak for all MPs, but there are many MPs who oppose this bill. There's many members of Parliament who are very concerned, and can I say this type of issue is one that is very difficult as a Member of Parliament to face. It's something that impacts on women, it impacts on their health, their mental health, it impacts on children, it does impact on men and their families. I know and acknowledge it is an issue that primarily impacts on women and babies, the unborn, but it also impacts on families as a whole and men. So as a male, I make no apology after following all these wonderful ladies, just to say a couple of words. This is about families. Can I also acknowledge other MPs, Senator Barry O'Sullivan here in the crowd, former Senator Ron Boswell, Shane Knuth and Robbie Katter, and I know others, Fiona Simpson was here earlier. I think Dr. Christian Rowan and Trevor Watts, and there's numbers who will be here, who've been part of it already here today, and we all have concerns. See, this bill, in my view, is the most dangerous piece of abortion legislation in the Western world. In 49 words, it's the most irresponsible piece as well. In 49 words, it removes all safeguards and protections from Queensland law, from our medical system, from our legal system, from our judicial system, and it puts nothing back in terms of safeguards for women, in terms of safeguards for babies, for the unborn, and for men. This bill is a terrible bill. It's not a way to resolve these kinds of issues. You might be surprised, or some of you would know, there's been 125,000 abortions in the last 10 or 11 years in Queensland. That's a lot of abortions. That's a lot of broken women. That's a lot of unborn babies impacted terribly. It's very hard to claim there's no access. I know there's issues to do with remoteness. Any kind of medical service remoteness is an issue. I feel very much when women are subjected to terrible things like rape and incest and other things that result in an unplanned pregnancy. That is a terrible circumstance for a woman to face. But can I say, this bill does nothing for any of those people. This bill does nothing. 125,000 abortions, no criminalisation, no risk of becoming a criminal through the process. It's not a broken system, it's not a perfect system, it's not a great system, but it's not a system that can be fixed up by this piece of legislation. Can I also say, as a male, I'm also aware of the dominant role at times that men have in coercing and forcing women to have abortions. It's very clear that that happens. You can talk to social workers and you talk to counsellors, you talk to those at the coalface, the people with the ambulance at the bottom of the cliff, and you talk to them about it, and they'll talk about the cases of men forcing women to have abortion. Can I say that's not on? That's not on. And this bill removes those coercion provisions that prevent men from doing that. Now, it hasn't perfectly worked. Everything can't be resolved through this piece of law. But can I say, this is bad law. This is wrong law. This is law that will result in some of the terrible pieces of things like what's happening in Victoria. To copy what's happening in Victoria with an increase in late-term abortions, of women being hurt, of the unborn their lives being taken from them needlessly. What about choices like adoption? What about, can I speak to the men and say, men, stand with the women in your life and love them, care for them, offer protection, offer help at a time if they have an unexpected pregnancy. Say, I'm there with you, love, and I will support you all the way through. Can you imagine the difference that would make? So I simply want to say, with all the heartfelt emotion that I can put into this, to say this is an important issue. It's important that this bill does not go forward, and I'll do everything that I can to stop it. Thank you.